It's Carl, he's come this week as a rapper. He's a rapper from a band from Wales.
I've come dressed as the skater kid.
Do you remember that song
This
by
is
Avril Lavigne, Skater Boy?
I am the skater boy. I love
Yeah.
skater gear.
In
All I
my
ever wear.
in my mind, that's what she was talking about all those years ago, was meeting a guy with a little sideways cap.
Well, you
Packet of sweets,
baby.
a wink and a smile.
Flump. Yes, please.
There we go. Roll the titles.
I was impressive, wasn't
That's all we need. That's all we need. So, Carl, welcome to the show.
I'm still chewing my flump.
Do you want to welcome me to the show as well, so it's not just a one-way ticket to the friend zone?
Mate, welcome to the show.
Thanks, man. So listen, it's proper good to be back.
Yeah.
Proper good to be back. We got a wicked show for you this week. You might have heard us talk about it last week, which for us was 3 minutes ago. And that is top tens.
Top tens.
Mm.
Yep. Top tens are a weird thing, but a fun thing.
Kind of.
So we asked the people of the internet to send us some questions, didn't we?
We did, and you also had an idea that we should do something a little bit later on called 10 Things We Can't Live Without.
Yeah.
And because they're both...
I say I had an idea. I was watching GQ on the old YouTube.
Yeah.
And, they did it. So I was like, we're looking for content.
We'll have it.
It's mine now.
Where do I sign?
Okay, so we asked the lovely people of the intranet.
We did. Intranet is an internal internet system.
There we go. Well,
so not what we asked them on.
We asked people on Instagram to send us some questions that they really wanted to know about us. Not gonna lie, some of the things were dodgy.
Aren't gonna make it onto this shit. They're just not gonna make it onto this show. It's not gonna happen. Some of them,
but some were good.
I'm gonna kick it off because this is a really good one. This is a really good one, and I think although whatever you've been asked, I will answer.
Maybe
and vice
some
versa.
of them will be duplicates.
Possibly.
Who knows?
Possibly. This one landed on my side of the fence,
okay.
And it is: if your life was made into a movie, which actor would you want to play you?
Brilliant.
Yeah. So if your life was a film,
yeah.
Hopefully not the last 2 years, because that would be a really boring film. Or the last 12 months. Sorry.
Just Carl in his house.
What? Who would play you?
Well, I think I'd like to say that it would be, someone cool like.
The thing is,
Efron.
do you go?
But, well, that's what I'd like to say, innit? That's what I'm saying.
Because do you have to go with someone who looks like you, or someone who
no,
you know what I mean? No.
But it would probably be someone like Michael Cera. Probably play me quite well. I think that's a pretty good shout, right?
I could see that. Yeah. Or there's an element.
This really awkward, uncomfortable person.
He's the one out of Superbad, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh no, he'd be great.
Moves like me.
He'd be great.
Jonah Hill, you would.
We're going with Michael Cera for you.
Yeah.
Please
what about you?
I'd like someone like Bradley Cooper. Bradley Cooper. I'd like Bradley Cooper to play me.
But what's the realistic answer?
What? Who's going to play me?
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix. Who I would also be really, really happy with playing me.
Yeah.
I don't think there's I think I'd like it to be Bradley Cooper. I'd be happy if it was Joaquin Phoenix. I'd obviously love
Cooper's really handsome though. Maybe they could make him look.
He could dumb it down, couldn't he? Yeah, he could dumb it down. I'll put pictures of Michael Cera and Bradley Cooper on the screen for you now. And if this podcast is part of the film, imagine those two just having a conversation with each other.
Yeah. One which is really uncomfortable.
The question was, if your life was made into a movie, which actor would you want to play? That's why I said Bradley Cooper, because I would want Bradley Cooper to play it. Whereas you said Michael Cera because you were...
Because he's awkward and uncomfortable like me.
Perfect. That's brilliant. Okay. If you could be someone else for one day, who would you be?
That's a good question.
Someone else for one day.
Tom Cruise?
Just to get inside his head and work out why he ever picked that awful song for his trailer.
Oh, thanks, mate.
No. You'd be Tom Cruise?
Yeah, I think so. Imagine being Tom Cruise for the day. Imagine because first of all, I think I genuinely think he's a nice guy from what I've seen.
Yeah.
He comes across like a nice guy. He also comes across mental.
Yeah.
He also comes across like he works like crazy. Like his work ethic is unbelievably good.
Did you, because it happened in the press a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, I can't remember now, but the new Mission Impossible film, they're shooting on, I can't remember where it is they're filming it, but in a way of getting around COVID, what he did was he took all of the cast and crew, which bear in mind on a film that size is massive.
Yeah.
He took them all onto a cruise ship that's obviously not being used at the moment because nobody's cruising. And he quarantined them all on there for like 2 weeks or whatever it was that he needed to, so that they were all safe to sort of film. And then they went and filmed some of it on the ship, some of it on like a private island.
Wow.
And he put something like £100 million of his own money into the movie and took all of the cast and crew, put them on a ship that he chartered for 2 weeks so that they were all, you know what I mean, virus free and all that sort of stuff. And then went and did the movie. Because there was that when it hit the papers that he got really angry with some of the people in the crew for not sort of following the COVID rules and all that sort of stuff.
Okay.
And understandably so. If you put £100 million of your own money into something, you're allowed to get angry with people if they don't follow the rules.
He could have booked you for the gig. Could have been playing a gig for him.
For Tom Cruise on a ship?
Yeah.
That'd have been magic.
Imagine that.
Absolutely magic.
What about you?
Kylie
Minogue.
It's where I'm going with.
Kylie Minogue, definitely.
It'd be interesting to be Kylie Minogue for a day. I'm thinking more like a politician or like someone with huge amount of power. Boris Johnson. Be Boris Johnson. But do you know what I'd do? I'd be Boris Johnson for the day. I would. I'd go and shave my head. I'd get 2 sleeves of tattoos. I'd give the arts 2 or 3 trillion. And then I'd
give
retire.
Danny a call, 10 grand.
Yeah. 2 flights
to Prague.
No, I would. I'd do that. I'd implement loads of laws that really, really help the arts out. And then he'd come back into his own body the next day. He'd have no hair. He'd have loads of tattoos. And musicians and artists would be okay.
I feel bad about saying Tom Cruise now.
No,
I still like to be Tom Cruise.
I'm saying Boris, but you said Kylie Minogue, and there is still a little bit of me that goes, wonder what it'd be like to be Kylie for the day.
I'm all over that.
No, it's Boris. No, it's Kylie. Okay. I can't decide. Next question.
It says, where do you see yourself in 10 years?
10 years' time. It's a difficult one, that is, isn't it? Because I don't really know where I see myself in 10 minutes' time or 10 days' time.
You'll be in a nursing home by then.
I hope so, mate. I hope so.
Someone cooking your food?
It'd be great, wouldn't it? It's just like a hotel. They make the bed, play a few games of cards, drink a little bit of whiskey, watch Last of the Summer Wine, and wait to die. Phenomenal. I'm sure it's not like that. I'm sure it's a lovely place to be.
Yeah. Shall I answer it?
Well, I think it's something that we can broadcast. Yes, please.
Where do you see yourself in 10 years? Well, I'd like to say,
It's a different question, isn't it? Where would you like to be in 10 years to where do you think you'll be in 10 years? Maybe it's not that deep. Let's go, where would you like to be in 10 years?
Okay. I think I'd like to have had a perceived hit by then. Whatever that is these days. Not to sound, twonky about it. But I don't really know what a hit is these days because there's no chart, is there?
Not really, but there's also not
something that maybe
there's also not longevity in the way that it was before, where you'd get a number one could be number one for 10 weeks or something like that, and it could be the record of the year. You could tell me the record of last year, and there's a chance I might not have heard it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think just still being able to make music and enjoying making music and still, putting stuff out that I enjoy and I like, rather than maybe have gone down the route of having to put stuff out because you've built a sound and people like the sound. So then you're always going, oh God, I better make another kind of one of those.
Yeah.
Like still discovering. I like discovering music. I like finding new artists, and I don't like the same old thing over and over and over again. And just that really.
That's cool. I think much the same. My answer would just be, as long as this is kind of still my job. Not this with you. Yeah. I hope these days are long gone in 10 years' time. But I'm joking. What I mean is, I think and not to keep referencing COVID, but the last 11 months, 12 months, whatever it is, you do get a feeling of, oh wow, this is it's quite a fragile industry. Isn't it? Yeah, fragile industry to be in. And I think, I don't know if you feel the same, but I feel at 35, I've done pretty good to maintain it as my job for such a long time. So I think all the time it remains my job. I'm all right with that. Obviously, if it's where would I want to be in 10 years, collecting my 5th Oscar for being the best James Bond there ever was.
Imagine in 10 years, it's just you and Bradley Cooper hanging out together.
Yeah. Oh, Brad, thanks for playing me in that movie, mate.
Yeah.
He'd be like, no problem, Tom. I'm thinking of making A Star is Born 2. Do you want to dress up? Be like, yeah, I'll be your Lady Gaga, Brad. Then we hug, and then he puts me on his shoulders and he carries me through the streets and I'm back. Next question.
Yeah.
Well, I've had quite a few that are similar ones here, but I think they'll knock on into the next segment because a lot of people are saying, what could you not live without?
Oh, okay.
So we'll have that.
Well, shall we keep that?
That's what I'm saying. Keep that for the section we've got coming up, where we've got 10 things.
Taxi for Tom.
I can hear it.
Hey.
The sirens. I've got one here.
Go on.
Bit of a loaded one. If you could change one thing from your past, what would it be?
I would change the fact that we agreed to put a podcast out every week. I'd probably make them every other week. So that we still got to make the podcast, but we weren't going, we don't have any ideas left because we haven't left the house for 6 months.
It's good.
Yeah, so probably that. You?
It's good. No, the truth of it is, if I could go back and do everything again, I would do it all exactly the same way. I really would. I really would. I'm quite happy with.
There's loads I'd change.
How I've got to where I'm at. Probably would have started taking care of myself a little bit earlier. You know what I mean? Doing a bit more, keeping fit a little bit more, eating the right stuff. When I was 19, I could have half a bottle of Jack Daniels and get on stage and function the next day. Can't do that anymore. So yeah, I'd have definitely started taking care of myself a little bit earlier because that's been the best change I've made in the last year. And it's always one of those things I sort of go, I wish I'd done that earlier. Even better one, I wouldn't have started smoking. I'd have stopped smoking.
Good for you.
Just never done it because it's a terrible thing to do. But they are wonderful. They're so wonderful and they're so tasty. They're so delicious. Oh God, they're cool. It's cool as well as big. That's the problem. If it didn't just look big and it wasn't cool, but it's the fact it makes me look big and also clever.
And you need everything to make you look big.
Yeah, brilliant.
Go on.
Are you scared of death? I am.
Hey, I'm a lot more scared now after Adam Westcott told us his poem. Not to reference something from last week, but that poem was deep and dark for a 9-year-old, wasn't it?
It was awful. I've got these are a few questions. I'll group them together. Are you scared of death? I am. Yes, I'm very, very scared of death. I love being alive. I would like to live till I'm old. That's that one. And if you did hear Adam Westcott's poem from last week, you'll understand
you'd be scared of death too.
You'd be really, really scared of what's waiting on the other side if that poem's anything to go by. She also kept it light with the next question, which was, what was your craziest holiday? It's the balance. Thank you very much, Sarah Nell. Are you scared of death? I am. And what was your craziest holiday? So we're both scared of death. Craziest holiday.
Go on. What was it?
I went to Magaluf with a couple of guys I was on Hollyoaks with, and it was just carnage. I can tell you that was my craziest holiday. I cannot tell you anything that happened on that holiday.
Nice. Mine was, nearly fighting Kanye West.
I remember that from when we were at Marco's.
Yeah.
That
was my craziest holiday. Nearly fighting Kanye West. Fancy a date and will Claire mind?
Does she mean the fruit, or does she mean to take you to ask Italian?
Or maybe she does mean the fruit. I didn't think of that, but yeah, always up for a date. And will Claire mind? God, no. Come on, she'd be chuffed. Get me out the house for an hour.
Just won't tell her. Will Claire mind? We don't have to say.
Who knows? We'll find out. Let's go. Where we going?
Brilliant.
No, she definitely won't mind. Do you want to go on a date with Kelly?
What she look like?
Don't know.
How much money has she got? Is she a nice person? Is the question I should have asked first.
Yeah. Wish I'd started with that.
Wish I'd opened with that one. Yeah, why not?
Yeah, perfect. Go on in. Hit us with that question.
If money was no object, what would you buy? So I can't choose a Lamborghini. You'd have a Rolex.
I've always wanted a Rolex, and I would never buy one because what a waste of money, really, is the truth.
Yeah, but I think if you've got millions,
but if the question is, got as much money as you want, what are you going to buy? I'm having a Rolex, mate.
Brilliant. I'm going to dream a little bit bigger. I want a yacht.
Oh, all right.
I want a yacht.
Me too. I want a yacht made of Rolexes.
Brilliant. Excellent. Next question.
We'll always know the time.
Yeah. What is it like to work with my Uncle Karl, Tom?
Oh, really?
Yeah, he says, what is it like to work with my Uncle Karl? I'll be honest with you, Lewis, it is an absolute nightmare. From the moment I get up on days that we are filming, I continually wish it was the day after, so that this hell that I am enduring now for the purposes of light entertainment would be over. I'm joking. Of course, it's a wonderful walk in the park where he and I get together once a week and have a laugh talking about popular topics and, political affairs. Thanks for watching, Lewis.
All the best. God bless.
Took me ages to find that one.
Today.
Is it?
Yeah. But it won't be when this goes out, will it? It's 20th of January.
Happy birthday, Lewis. Happy birthday.
Simon says, favourite song.
Does he? Stand up, sit down, touch your head. Of all Simon the jokes. Says, go on.
Favourite song by yourself and favourite song by another artist. So, you answer first.
Favourite one I've written. I haven't released it yet. I really, really like it. It's called.
What's it called?
The working title at the moment is called "You're Not Old," but I've got to change it.
It's a song to yourself.
Yeah. No, it's called "You're Not Old." Yeah, I was dating somebody and she was really concerned that she was looking old, so I wrote a song about her not being old.
You're not old, you're just ugly.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
old,
not old, but
you're
I hate
ugly.
You.
Damn, you're fugly.
My favourite song at the moment, and it changes. I don't have one that I go to every single time.
Okay.
But it's on Tim Minchin's new album, and it's called "The Absence of You." It's probably one of my favourite pop songs of the last 10 years. He sings about being on tour.
Not you heard "Welcome to the Good Life."
Yeah, it's always on this advert for this ridiculous Ford pickup truck, and I just go, if it was really the good life, I wouldn't be buying a Ford, would I?
Well, I love Ford. Thank you, Ford. You've made 2021 okay.
But no, my two is a song I haven't released, which means nothing to everybody at home who hasn't heard it, and also a favourite one at the moment. It changes monthly, but at the moment it's Tim Minchin, "Absence of You." If you haven't heard it, which I can tell you haven't, Carl, have a listen to it. It's great.
Okay, I will.
Really, really good. Good song. Closely followed by "Airport Piano" from the same album, "Apart Together."
You're into him, aren't you?
I like his writing style because there's just something about it that's very, very quirky, and sometimes it sort of jars, but it jars you in a way that makes you think. And lyrically, I think he's wonderful. And he's got sort of long hair, and he wears eyeliner, and he performs barefoot.
Very Russell Brandy.
Yeah, if Russell Brand could sing.
Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah.
My favourite song is probably Penny Lane. by the Beatles. Because every time I hear it, it takes me back to being a kid, I think, and hearing it on in the house.
Good. Favourite song you've written?
It's probably something we haven't put out. You know, something that was done last year.
But that's the truth of it. Anything you have released, you've listened to it 1 billion times. It's not your favourite song. It can never be your favourite song.
And it's not yours anymore then.
No, of course it's not. Of course it's not. So it's always going to be something not released. So make something up.
Till I found you.
Till I found you. Okay. If there was any other job apart from singer, actor, or baker, what would you want to do?
I'd want to be Iron Man.
Brilliant answer.
Yeah, if I could be if I could have another job, I should be Iron Man.
Yeah.
Not someone who dresses up as Iron Man, you know, like
actual Iron Man.
Actual Iron Man, yeah. Not just. I don't really just want to go to kids' parties, going like Iron Man.
Yeah.
So yeah, Iron Man.
Brilliant.
You're welcome, world. What about you?
Willy Wonka.
Willy Wonka.
Would it be Willy Wonka? I'd live in a chocolate factory, and it'd be great. Okay.
That is a good answer. I take that. So it says, what did it feel like when you got the Ford ad?
Yeah.
And the answer for that is, it's an unbelievable feeling because the excitement is there, and you think about the possibilities of what that ad could do for your career. It's not so much, oh my God, our song is on an ad in another country. It's not that. It's then we could possibly open this, the band up to new people. People will discover it. Could we ever go there and tour? It does that. So it's the uncontrollable emotion of that.
Yeah.
That kind of, it's like the nervous feeling that you get. I don't know. I can't explain it. It's just, it messes with your stomach a bit. So
cool.
Plus also, when you get an ad, I know maybe people do know this and maybe people don't, you kind of are in the frame for about 2-3 weeks.
A very long time.
Sometimes even, even longer.
Well, 2 or 3 weeks, but it's eternal until you get the...
Yeah. So when it... Yeah. And also, we're in the frame maybe for 9-10 ads a year. And, if you drop one, it's... So you don't bank on having it kind of thing. But for you, what was it like when you got the Hollyoaks gig? What did it feel?
I remember exactly where I was with that, and I've had parts since then and not remembered what that felt. Okay. It's the same sort of feeling. I think at that time, bear in mind, I was about 20, 21. I was in a pub. I'd done the audition and I'd gone to the pub to have a drink with one of my friends, and we sat in the pub, and normally you don't hear for, like you said, weeks.
Yeah.
And they rang me within an hour of me being home. Wow. And said, "You've got it." And I stood up on the table.
Wow.
I was like if England had scored a goal, because it was just like the first big thing that I'd got, and it was absolutely huge. Now, I don't know. I get offered it. If I get offered something, whatever it is, I get it, and I'm sort of. It's still that same sort of nervousness. It's still that same sort of
weird feeling, isn't
excitement.
It? It's like the pit of your stomach is going kind of thing.
I don't know, because, and this is gonna. I love being a singer. I really love being a singer, but I'm properly fulfilled when I act. That's it. That's the one thing I want to do. So when I get something like that, it does nothing else compares to it. I joke about wanting a Lamborghini. Could live without one. You know what I mean? Like, there's things that you want, there's things that you need, and when they do come good, when the hard work pays off for that brief moment, it's incomparable, really, to anything else. It's good. It's really, really good. I've got one here. What did you really think about Carl when you first met? Did I think about you? And we can obviously switch that the other way around as well. What did I think about Carl when I met him? Nothing. I didn't really think anything. I just thought, this is a guy who's doing the same gig as me. But the thing is, you meet millions of people when you're doing gigs who you share a stage with, or who's on the same night as you. So
yeah.
I don't know. I didn't really expect to stay in touch with him. I didn't really think anything about you. I just thought, who's this little twerp?
And there it is, ladies and gentlemen.
I don't know. I didn't really think.
I thought Tom was a really nice guy. Just a really nice guy.
I'd like to retract my answer and say I thought Carl was a wonderful gentleman.
No, it's too late now, mate. Too late now. But you were really nice and polite to me, and nice and polite to my dad, and that's all that matters with me, politeness. And once the politeness goes, fuck off. Was it love at first sight with Claire? Yes. Probably not for her.
She had to work at it a little bit. For you, immediate.
For me, her, definitely. Yeah. I was well punching above.
You had to wear her down, did you?
Yeah. Yeah. But I got there in the end.
Good. What's the most disgusting food you've ever had?
Lamb shank.
Lamb shank.
It's horrible. It made me feel sick. It was disgusting.
Tofu. I had some wet tofu.
Oh, tofu's nice if you...
It wasn't even on my plate. I had it off someone else's plate.
Oh.
And I was like, I'm really glad I didn't enjoy that.
I got one more question. Is Tom gay? This was sent in by a lovely little chap called Tom Vaughan.
As soon as you put that up, as soon as you put your question up online, I thought, do you know what will be productive for the podcast? Do you know what will be great for the podcast? If I fire across a question to Carl asking him something that we can't use on the show. And the answer to that question is, no, I'm not gay.
But if he was, that'd be all right as well. I'd be your friend anyway.
It'd be fine, mate. Yeah, absolutely fine.
So, there we go.
Thanks for all your questions.
Should we play What's in the Bag?
We should definitely play What's in the Bag.
And 10 things, What's in the Bag, whatever you want to call it. I don't mind.
We had some wicked questions there. And a few of them that we didn't get to answer. Sorry if we didn't get to yours, but a few of them we didn't. Were quite similar, and it's what can't you live without? What's your favourite? You know what I mean? Yeah. So you'd already decided, just before we shot this episode, that we'd do a segment called "What's in the Bag" or 10 things you can't live without. 10 things you can't.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So we're going to do that now. We're going to list 10 things that we absolutely,
fundamentally
can't live
without.
You brought
10
yours.
things. Yeah, 10. I got a bag here. Hang on. A trusty bag.
That is the most prepared you've ever been.
Yeah, mate, I'm all over this.
I thought it's a podcast. People are going to listen to it.
Well, some people are watching it, so...
What's your first thing? I don't know if they don't have to be in any order of importance.
Well, okay.
But your first thing.
These bad boys. Headphones. I cannot live without headphones, and good headphones. Good headphones that make music sound the way that music should sound. And because I like to switch off and hear music in a way that makes me not really want to think of anything else and not really want to do anything else and takes me somewhere else. So a good headphones that make me want to...
Have you seen them neurophones? They're over ears. So they go over your ears like a pair of cans would. Yeah. But there's also like a piece that goes inside your ear. So it's an over ear and an in ear built into one. And they say that is the best that sound can be. I don't think you could mix music with them, but I think as a listening experience, the absolute best. I was going to say...
That's my first one.
I was going to say mobile phone for my first one.
Okay.
It's just one of those things. And I know you're probably going to have it somewhere down your list, but mobile phone, not for... anything other than just I live my life. I organize my life through your phone. My emails are all in there. All my calendars are in there. I've got like a drive with songs on there. It's a bit of a rubbish first one to have, but mobile phone cannot live without it. Would like to. I've said that when this 12 months, or however long it goes on for, is over, I'd like to go on holiday, and I would like to go on holiday without my mobile phone. Yeah. And just have a couple of weeks, no technology.
Yeah.
Because I think for the whole time, it's been you and me looking at a laptop screen, or you and me looking at a computer screen working on something, or you and me looking at phones. And I'm sure everybody's been the same. So first thing I would take with me in my bag would be the mobile phone, but it would also be the first thing I would like to have a couple of weeks without when COVID's over. What's the second thing, man? Second thing.
Second thing is this. My notebook.
Now I can vouch for this because every time I've seen you in the real world and not digitally, you've had that thing out and on your lap.
I always used to use my phone for lyrics. I would always type my lyrics in the phone or type them into pages or whatever on the computer if we were writing. And I found myself during lockdown finding it was better to write lyrics down, because once they were written down, you commit to them much more than you do. So you only really write them down when you think that's the lyric I want. Yeah. And there's some truth in it as well. Do you know, I feel like if you write it down, this you want to say it, there's truth in it. So I write lyrics in this. I also write little ideas in this. And I do my daily, every day I write down what I would like to achieve in this.
That's good.
So I can look at
it. I like doing that every day. I like doing that every day, having a list of what I want to knock out of the park that day.
Yeah.
And do you get frustrated when you have something on that list that you didn't get done that day, though?
Yeah, but it's okay. It gets written tomorrow.
Yeah, I get angry.
Okay.
Haven't done that one thing.
Go on, what's number 2 for you?
Because I'm assuming that I sort of worked when I worked out what I would take with me in a bag, that I was going to like a desert island. So some of these are
good idea.
Desert island type things. I started as my day would go, things that I would need for that day. So I've got a mobile phone. Next would be coffee, like good.
Oh, okay.
Good, strong.
Yeah, you
coffee.
do like coffee.
I do. I really, really do. It's very, very important to my productivity that I have. I don't know. Maybe I'm addicted to caffeine. Not sure, but I love coffee. Some people love tea. For me, it's coffee. And if I had to have one of 10 things, that would definitely be one of the things that's there for numero dos.
What's my third one?
What else is in the bag, Carl?
A water bottle.
I'm going to go number 3. Number 3 is very similar to your number 1, and that is my AirPods. I'm on the phone all day long, and I've got so used to not holding the phone to my head.
Wow.
I've got my AirPods in.
I've never had AirPods.
I pace when I'm on the phone.
Right.
I'm constantly pacing when I'm on the phone. So, and I'm on the phone sometimes for 3-4 hours a day. So AirPods, brilliant for that. Not great for listening to music. They're a little bit tinny for that, but phone calls, AirPods, 100%. So I've got phone, coffee, AirPods.
So number 4 for me, socks. Man. Socks. These were sent to me by someone out there. So thank you. But socks, new pair of socks. There's no better feeling on your feet than a new pair of socks, in my opinion.
Would you wear a new pair of socks every day if you could?
Yeah, because you can recycle them. So I'd be okay about that. But also, I'd have to have that. Like, I couldn't do it if it meant it was bad for the environment. But yeah, there's no better feeling than a brand new pair of socks on your feet. Yeah.
Like an old pair of pants. Nothing better than sticking on an old pair of Nothing better than sticking on an old pair of pants and going, Daddy's home. My 4th item would be, and they're really, really cool. I don't know if you know what they are, but it's like it's a mat that you lay down on the floor, and it's got thousands of tiny spikes in it. You must have seen them. They're like, it's like an acupuncture mat.
I know how to.
And there's like a pillow for it that goes underneath your neck, and you lay on it. And it, for the first, I don't know, 5 to 10 minutes, 5 to 7 minutes, it is unbearably painful. And then after that, I can't describe how relaxed you are when you have them. And obviously, I've got a bad back from a previous injury that I had when I was a semi-professional footballer. Didn't happen when I played football, not the point. But this mat is just amazing, absolutely amazing. If I've gone too hard at a gig or done too much in the gym or whatever, I lay on this and it's amazing, absolutely amazing. Nice. I forget who makes Supportivac make it, other brands available, but it's like an acupuncture mat, loads of little points on it. It is fantastic. go and buy one, even if you don't have back problems. I've never been so relaxed. I'm spending all of my time now thinking about when I can get off this damn Zoom call and get back on that mat.
Maybe do the Zoom call from it.
Mate, I'd be asleep. That's the thing. I get on it 5-10 minutes. I'm like, oh, that hurts a bit. That hurts a bit. Now I'm asleep.
So number 5 for me are these.
That is
vocal zones.
They're on mine as well, so they can be my number 5 too.
Okay.
Cannot go anywhere without them.
So if you have any sort of throat problem,
I'll explain what a vocal zone is. Vocals, they're predominantly for singers, aren't they? That's who they're designed for, or for people who do like any type of public speaking or anything else like that. And you'll know as well as if anyone's got a cold or a bad throat, it doesn't. Yeah. They don't save your life, but they get you through the night. They're fantastic at lubricating your throat and giving you clear voice.
I find that when I go on stage, I just keep them. I bite it just before I go on, and I just keep it stuck on the tooth. Yeah. Yeah,
Tom Jones very famously says, doesn't he? They asked him what his secret to always being able to deliver was on an interview, and even on that interview, he sort of lifted up his tongue, and underneath 2 vocal zones either side of his tongue. Yeah.
Wow.
Very, very. It definitely happened. I didn't imagine it. Yeah. Just telling you about it now. Yeah.
Yeah, I love them, and they're brilliant. They're a great brand. Zones. They look after us. So. Number 6 for me. This is a little case, and inside this little case, you're going to think I'm really weird. Inside this little case
is a heroin set.
No, not quite. Close. No cigar. Is a little nail clipper and like a little clean your nails file and little bits and bobs like that. But I am obsessed with keeping my nails clean. Obsessed with it.
You do have clean hands, unlike Adam Westcott, who murdered
all the bodies.
There's a recurring gag. He'll be on in a moment, by the way, guys, to lighten things up with 10 things that he can't live without. So for me, number 6 is a bottle of Jameson's Stout Edition whiskey. Again, I said to you, I was thinking I was going to a desert island.
Yeah. It's okay. I like whiskey too. Whiskey is.
It's a bit different to normal whiskies because they like age it in Guinness barrels.
Okay.
So it's like a normal Scotch whiskey, but Irish whiskey, sorry. But they age it in stout barrels, so it's got a sort of like a beery edge to it. Fantastic. Over Christmas, it's my favourite.
I got this really cool Japanese whiskey that I've never opened.
You sent me a picture of it. I've
never opened it. It just sits on the shelf.
Well, I'll tell you what, when this is over, we'll try it.
Perfect.
We'll try it. We'll make that a thing. We'll try it in the bar.
Yeah.
What's your number 6?
No, that was number 6. Number 7 now.
Was it?
Vegummies. Now, Vegummies are vegan sweets. I'm not vegan, but these are the best. I do like Tubes. Yeah, that's what they call them, And I do like sweets. I'm a big fan of sweets.
You like your Haribos?
Well, I did like Haribo until I tried Vegummies. And once I tried Vegummies, I never really want to eat anything but Vegummies. They are the nicest sweets you will ever try in your life. Guaranteed.
Excellent. While Carl eats his Vegummies, I'll move on to is this number 7?
7, mate, yeah.
Number 7. Number 7 for me, it's a boring as hell one, but it's a removable hard drive. You would not believe how much film I take of, whether it's for the podcast, whether it's for shows, whatever it is. I have so much. I never have room on my phone. My computer's always full. So wherever I go, in fact, I don't even take one. It might be 7, 8, 9, and 10. I take 4 removable hard drives, and everything is on there in the most unorganized fashion in the world, which is completely unlike what I do. Everything's just dropped on there. But I have to have them with me wherever I go because I'm constantly looking for different things to film, or I might see something I want to take a photograph for that then will become, I don't know, an album cover or a shot of a street that I'm going to use in a music video or something. So I'm always filming. I'm always grabbing photos or video or
like that
content.
one when you were in Paris.
Exactly, that one for Adam Westcott. It was taken. Yeah. But so removable hard drive. Boring as hell, but very, very necessary for
Number
somebody
8,
who creates
tick.
Content.
So number 8 for me, a pair of sunglasses. I cannot live without a pair of sunglasses. Any brand will really do. Ray-Ban is obviously a very famous one. These are Tom Ford, and they're very nice. Pair of sunglasses. There's nothing better than sticking on a pair of sunglasses.
Number 8 for me, and I don't know how I'd get this to a desert island because it weighs an absolute ton, is my Peloton bike. My Peloton bike, I know we've talked about it on the podcast quite a lot, and I realise that talking about removable hard drives and Peloton bikes aren't exactly the most exciting thing for people out there, but my Peloton bike has kept me sane for the last year. I got it in February 2020, just before lockdown hit, and it was kind of one of those like whim purchases where I'd looked at it, I'd researched it, I knew I wanted it, but I didn't know if I was going to use it that much, and it was quite a lot of money, and I was like, I don't know, do I buy it, don't I buy it?
They are expensive, aren't they?
And I bought it just before we went into a year of staying at home. And honestly, I'm not making it for just a bit of mental clarity and just doing a bit of physical exercise when you can't really go out the house. It's just kept me sane. So I can't imagine not really having that in my 10 items that I would not be able to live without.
Number 9 for me is this, a guitar. Any guitar will do, really. Any I do like this guitar, but any guitar will really do me.
Fabulous.
Keeps me sane. I can sit there and waste hours and hours and hours of the day not doing anything, just pulling guitar strings.
Cool.
That was my number 9.
My number 9 is one of my favourite foods. And here's an interesting side fact for you. Because we've had nothing to do for the last 11 months, I've done my best at trying to learn new skills and stuff like that. So I made sushi for the first time last week.
Good feeling.
Made it. Got the kit.
Good feeling.
Made the rice, all that sort of stuff. Rolled it and did a really good couple of rolls the first time. Made way too much. It's still in the fridge now. I've had it 6 days in a row. I'll be honest with you, Carl. I'm sick of sushi now.
What sushi was it?
It was kind of British sushi because I cooked the salmon, but the salmon was salmon in chili and garlic and stuff like that, and it was cooked. So when I rolled it, it was quite hot. But because it's one of my favourite foods, and I thought, got some whiskey, got some coffee, got my hard drives, got my iPhone, got my AirPods, gonna need something to eat, some sushi, but I would definitely have sushi that I haven't made, and it was made by somebody who is better at making it than I am.
Number 10 for me is this. Now, before lockdown happened, before COVID was a thing, I was still obsessed with hand sanitizer. And I would... That knock on
always, from having to have clean hands?
No, I've always used it. It goes everywhere with me. And always has, and there's always one stuck on stuck on the side of my bag when I travel. There's always one in the gig bag. There's always one everywhere I go. So hand sanitizer is number 10.
My number 10 is I've got a Collusion 2-piece loungewear set that is just the most comfortable thing I've ever worn in my life.
Just the word collusion I like.
Great big thick sort of slightly off cream coloured hoodie with a matching set of jogging bottoms, and whenever I put them on, I hate the moment I have to take them off and put adult clothes on. If I could live in it, I would. If I could buy 7 pairs of those sets and wear them Monday.
Why have we not seen these on the podcast yet?
Because it's my one excuse each week to get into some adult clothes, and I have put joggers on today, but it is the one excuse of the week to actually get dressed and like you, have a shower and make some content that isn't in my pajamas. Rest assured, the second this finishes, they'll be back
going on.
Yeah, right. So those are our 10.
Yeah.
Those are our 10. Let's get Adam Westcott on very quickly before the end of this week's episode and find out what 10 items he can't live without. I'm sure you're as excited as we are.
They're going to be crazy. Adam Westcott's quiz.
So, Adam, on this episode of the podcast, we talked about it a little bit with you before you left us last week. We're talking about, like, we did top 10, so we did all we had 10 questions each. I'm going to say 10 questions each. We had a lot more, but nobody's counting, and it was a long time ago, and it doesn't matter. Let's all move on. And we've also just gone through 10 things that we absolutely couldn't live without that were in our bags. I assumed we were going to a desert island. Carl assumed he was going to wherever they make those gummies. And we thought, who better to find out what his 10 things he couldn't live without are than Mr. Adam Westcott.
Yeah, we're very interested in this ad.
Friend of the show, local murderer, Adam Westcott.
Okay, so top 10 things you couldn't live without. Okay, so this isn't in any particular order, but obviously start with friends and family. Okay.
Not where we went with this, considering one of mine was fucking socks.
He had gummy bears and socks, and you've picked your friends and family. Well.
Sunglasses, not the same.
Yeah. All right, Westy, what's number 2?
Okay, so we've got Xbox, spaghetti bolognese.
Nice.
Okay.
Netflix.
Oh, Carl, we missed a trick there.
Yeah, but you got to take a TV as well, so
yeah,
that's
true.
5.
Oh yeah, okay. Let me just put Netflix and TV. Music's the next one.
Okay.
Guitar.
Carl had guitar.
I had a guitar.
Yeah. Internet.
Ooh.
I've got comedy. In brackets, The Office, but comedy in general, because you can't live without laughing.
True.
Football.
Bubble.
Football.
A football or
just football in general. Yeah, I mean, I will take a football with me. Desserts.
Desserts.
Yeah.
I love the fact that all of Adam Westcott's have got an S on the end. Like, me and Carl were so particular. Like, I was like, I'd have to take an espresso coffee pod, and I'd have to take this particular whiskey. And Adam Westcott's like, I'd have Netflix with all the films, comedy, every single piece of comedy that's ever been made, all the desserts.
All the desserts. And the final thing was great headphones.
Yeah.
Very similar to me, my friend.
We all have.
I've got these, which I bought in Lisbon, and it's just reinvented music for me. Like, I just absolutely love listening to music on there. It's an absolute pleasure. It's unbelievable.
But yeah, same thing.
They are 10 things that Carl, me, and Adam all couldn't live without. How about in the comments below, you type in,
just one.
If you're watching it on YouTube, just one thing you absolutely can't live without.
Pound says no one says the podcast.